Hello, Carter is here, and welcome back to the Chaotic Mess that is my YouTube channel. While I won't be talking very much about my witchy path here on my YouTube channel, I wanted to make this video anyways, also because people from TikTok were asking for it. In this video, I am going to be going over some really quick and easy ways to protect yourself metaphysically, and while this is primarily aimed at witches just starting out their path, anyone, witch or not, can use this information. Also ignore whatever gameplay or speed paint is happening in the background. I don't show my face or my alt or anything, and I didn't want a black screen or something just to bore you guys half to death. Religion-wise, I am a pagan/omnist, and in my witchcraft path, I am a chaos witch. I work with my ancestors, loosely with my spirit guides, and my two patron deities, Loki and Aphrodite. And I do consider myself to be an intermediate or a novice witch, and I've been practicing for a bit over a year, so I feel like I can give some helpful advice. Last thing before I get into this, disclaimer, these are methods that I and many other witches use. Of course, you do not have to be a witch, Wiccan, pagan, etc. to use any of these, and anyone from any level, from beginner to advanced, can possibly learn something new. I did try to make these as general as possible, so anyone from any religious affiliation or lack thereof can use these. Learn the basics of each before attempting, do further research about every single thing that I say, and take whatever resonates with you to use in your practice. Also, subscribing would help out my channel a ton since I am a relatively new channel. Plus it's free and you can always unsubscribe later. Anyways, let's go on ahead and get into it. Easy/low effort ways to protect yourself. Going in order of the easiest to possibly the most complicated. Number 1. Cleanse. While this isn't a form of protection in and of itself, this can help get rid of bad vibes and bad energies and can really help to lighten the mood. Let's speed run the many forms of cleansing. Number 1, you can open up your windows and or blinds, especially to let in the sun and or moonlight. You can use visualization and or energy. You can go on ahead and use the elements like water, which, you can like run water over it or use some kind of water that resonates with you. Some examples being moon or sun water, river water, holy water, or Florida water. You can put it inside of earth. Meaning you can bury it literally in the ground or in just like a little dish of salt. You can use fire, literally just run it over a flame. You can use the air, meaning that you can use the natural wind, or you can even just blow some air across it, and that also will help give it your energy. You can knock on the item. I've seen people do 3, 6, 7, 9, 13 times, just do whatever feels right. You can sound cleanse by using things like bells. You can play your own music, or you can find like on YouTube or Spotify cleansing frequencies. You can sing and you can scream. That also works. Another thing you can do to cleanse is dance. You can use crystals. Specifically clear quartz and selenite seem to work the best, at least for me. Another thing that you can do is use a diffuser with cleansing, purifying, and or protective essential oils. You can make a cleansing spray using really just anything. I recommend using sun and or moon water, or just Florida water, holy water, whatever you feel works. You can use salt water, water safe crystals, protection and or cleansing essential oils and or herbs, including but not limited to sage, rosemary, lemon, and lavender. You can make a cleansing candle. It's something simple as using a white or a black candle, and if you want to, you can dress it using cleansing and protection essential oils and or herbs. The last thing, which is very popular, is smoke cleansing. However, disclaimer, some people will not like certain scents. I know that I personally do not like the smell of burning sage. There are health risks involved with the smoke, especially if you have some sort of lung issue. Be wary of pets, because some pets are not able to stand certain types of smoke just in general. And it can stink up your space, and in order to get rid of that scent, what I personally do and recommend is leave dishes of vinegar out with your windows open for a few hours. Get the scent right out. Anyways, let's go on ahead and get into the actual forms of protection. First and foremost is color magic. By wearing certain colors with intent put into it, it can be a very easy and very subtle way to protect yourself. Colors that I personally wear and recommend even are black, white, and gray. That's literally what my entire closet is made out of. I paint my nails using, color magic and their associations. I use white, black, and or clear nail polish. Most of the time it's going to be black with clear coat on top of it to make sure that the color stays. Or if you are a person who wears makeup, you can go on ahead and use certain colors inside of your looks for the day. Another thing that you can do are use crystals to protect yourself. This is a very easy one since they're essentially everywhere. You can go to like certain stores in like a mall, or order them online, order them on Etsy. But just make sure that they're as ethically sourced as possible, or you can even go places where you can mine them yourself. You can use black stones. Those are always really good for protection. I personally use a lot of black tourmaline, obsidian, and jet. You can use amethyst, you can use clear quartz, etc. Another thing that you can do to protect yourself is wear charmed or enchanted jewelry. You can make them into talisman or amulets, and they can be worn. And that's a super easy way to protect yourself, especially if they have some sort of religious or protective symbol on it. That is a huge plus, or they can even be made out of crystals. I personally have my ear piercings enchanted, my necklaces, rings, and bracelets. And I know that that can be a very easy way for someone else to learn to protect themselves. Another way that you can protect yourself is using plants. They are really nice to have around, and you can even grow your own little garden. For herbs, you can grow things like rosemary, lavender, basil, mint, sage. You can grow succulents or cacti. I grow a ton of aloe vera personally. You can even grow flowers, things like roses and flax seeds, which have protective properties. Another way that you can protect yourself is using glyphs, which are essentially just symbols or markings that you make, or you can even find them online. There are so many different ways to make these glyphs. You can make them as sigils, you can find and use Elderfolk runes, and you can take these runes or sigils or symbols and you can draw or stitch them onto things. I personally have a tapestry that has runes and sigils all over the back side of it, so that way it is used for protection and warding. You can even draw them on your body. I recommend waterproof eyeliner, but if you don't have access to that, or you don't wear makeup, you can use things like pens or Sharpies. Those work just fine. And if you're committed enough, you can go on ahead and get one of these symbols tattooed. I may or may not have one or two. Another thing that you can do to protect yourself is to veil. Veiling is not exclusive to one religion or region. There are many different styles, including headscarves. You can use bandanas, you can use scrunchies. I personally use beanies also. You can even use hats. I have a hat that I use. And honestly, the possibilities are just like endless. Another way that you can protect yourself, of course, is using protection workings. You can do things like ritual baths and or showers. Those are super easy to do. You can, do protection candles. You can do protection jars or spell bottles. You can do protection sachets. You can even do kitchen witchery. I personally do kitchen witchery all the time. You can charm drinks or food and even just make an entire protection meal for you or your family. And another type of protection working you can do is warding, and there are so many different kinds of wards that you can do. You can make them super complex, you can make them super duper simple. It really is just honestly up to your imagination what you can do, and you can use all sorts of different herbs. Of course, you can use essential oils, just really whatever works for you in order to make your own custom protection working. Yeah, and they're honestly pretty fun. And one of the last ways is, this one's a really hard one, but working with some sort of entity. As I stated in the beginning of the video, I do work with my patrons as well as my ancestors and my spirit guides, but you are not limited to those entities. You can work with your ancestors, demons, angels, any sort of deity. You can work with saints, etc. There's just so many, and you can even make servitors, which are just masses of energy that you create yourself, and given some sort of intent. And that's something I'm researching right now because it's just something I'm really interested in. And yeah, that's about it. This was a really quick video, and I'm really glad that I made it, especially because doing this in TikTok format would have literally taken about 10 videos, since this video is most likely going to be around 10 minutes long. In the description, I will leave some online resources and book recommendations to help people if they're just starting out on their journeys. And once again, if any of the things I've discussed piques your interest, research it, and remember to always be protected no matter what. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. Stay safe, stay strong. I love y'all so much, and Carter is gone. See ya.